So Donald Trump had another one of his famous crash outs where if you mention the Epstein files, of all things in the entire world, he just loses his mind and he has to like cuss someone out. An auto worker yelled out pedophile protector to Donald Trump and he mouths out F you and flips the guy off. And it's funny because when he yelled it, it sounds like someone else even cheers. You know, like a lot of people care about this. And I think every time Donald Trump reacts like this, it only makes it worse. But the only problem is a lot of people, a lot of accounts on like X are celebrating this. They're making edits. They're posting the picture of Trump flipping the bird everywhere. They're acting like this is cool, but like, you know, they would have thrown a fit if like someone else did this. You know, it would be unprofessional or trashy. And I kind of agree, right? Like, can we go back to like our president being classy? These are the people who probably voted for you. Like, these are working Americans. You're their president. They're allowed to criticize you. Their taxes pay for your job. I just wouldn't do the same thing if I was in his shoes. I would understand their frustration even if I disagreed with them. I'd understand that maybe they voted for the other person and don't like me. But in the end, I would be the president of the United States and these would be my constituents, basically. These would be the Americans I'm supposed to be serving, whether they like me or hate me or not. Hating me is a part of their freedoms even. That's what I would be thinking if I was president. I know you can say it's easier said than done, but I genuinely believe this. And I don't expect Trump to be happy about it. You know, maybe he would be frustrated or get a little bit upset. But I think, you know, F-bombing and flipping off, that's a bit much, especially for something that like polls show his reaction to this has been very unpopular. This is like the scandal of his career, maybe one of the biggest political scandals I've seen in a long time, especially because it's like a multi-generational scandal, right? Like this goes back to like Clinton and possibly even before. Like this is a long time. This is a long time thing. And it's not just Trump, but you know, Trump is the one who started burying it after making a big deal about it. You know, he wouldn't even have had to bury it if him and his administration or people on the administration now didn't talk about the Epstein case so much. If the guy really was fired, I mean, that's just cancel culture all over again, right? I mean, he didn't say an insult. He said something that is quite possibly a fact. At least optically, it looks like that's the case. You know, if there's other reasons why Trump has reacted in the way he has, or if there's a reason why he needs to cover up the Epstein files that goes beyond just protecting pedophiles. Like, you know, they keep saying stuff like, one minute they'll say, the files aren't real. Next thing they'll say, if we release them, governments will be destroyed. Like, which is it, right? Obviously it's real if governments will be destroyed. Maybe it's less about protecting pedophiles and there's more like complicated political aspects at play. But optically, at the very least, that's what it looks like. So you can hardly blame this guy for saying something, especially when we are not getting any transparency on this thing. Nobody will talk about it. They're almost leaving people no choice but to need to speak out and talk about this. But enough about what I have to say. Here's the clip right now. Check it out. I just miss back when we held presidents to higher standards and they just, you know, were the bigger person most of the time. 1 in 400 million people get to be the president. And I think that should just be a very level-headed person who can handle the heat. Hi. You wish I was giving you attention? Sorry, I have to rant real quick. I have to talk about the news. I don't think the guy should have been fired. Maybe suspension at the very least just for like inappropriate talk or bad PR or reflecting on the company poorly. A bunch of reasons why the company might not be very happy about this, but I don't think you should be fired. You know, Americans and their jobs and their well-being and their ability to support their family, that's all very important. I don't think a sitting US president should ever want someone to lose their job, even if they might be mad at the person. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is another unprofessional move? Are you sick of it seeming like the Epstein files are just covering up the Epstein files is the #1 priority? Do you think the auto worker should have been let off the hook? Do you think what happened to him was too harsh? What do you guys think? Let me know.